Hey everyone, good morning. Good morning, good morning. How we all doing? Welcome to another live stream. Welcome to all the purpose-driven traders out there. Really glad that you decided to hang out with us. Maybe you're checking us out for the first time. Maybe you're joining us for the past few months. We're really glad that you're here. Today is FOMC. And man, I'm disappointed. I'm just disappointed. Yesterday, I was in the longest trade of my life, looking for the daily fair value gap to be hit. I was waiting. I stayed in it. I got in early. I got in here, and I rode the waves. I ended up getting out right around here, close towards the end of the day. And it was a long trade. And then the market closes and goes straight towards it. How convenient. How convenient. How convenient. And we're talking, it went to it at 6 p.m. I mean, it's like it was deceptive. It deceptively ran the daily high. It's like, you know what? We're going to make everybody think. And then when nobody's paying attention and when everybody's stops are still there, we're going to run it. We're going to run it. That's what it did. That's what it did. Anyway, we're going to figure out how we can capitalize on where the market is for today. Let's go ahead, open in prayer, and we will get started here taking a look at the charts. Let's open in prayer. Father, we honor you today. Lord, may your name be magnified in this live stream. Father, I pray that your name and your fame would grow. Father, not my own. Lord, I honor you in this live stream. Lord, I give you all the glory, honor, and the praise. Father, I acknowledge that it is you that gives me and gives us the ability to produce wealth. And Father, I pray that during this live stream, you would be magnified in word, in action, in thought. In Jesus' name, I pray a blessing over everyone here, that they would be blessed in everything they set their hands to. In Jesus' mighty name, and everyone in the live stream said, amen. And also, in addition to that, everyone, I just learned yesterday morning that Apex is doing their 90% off sale. So if you're looking to get a cheap evaluation account, you can get an evaluation account for $19 with Apex. There is not a cheaper deal out there. $19. 1 to the 9. Check it out. Use the code DTJ and it will give you the 90% off discount that they're running right now. I'm going to make sure I got something set up here. I will say this though. Yesterday was a phenomenal trading day. I mean, I normally don't talk about how much I make. I really don't. But I made over $1,000 on each account yesterday. It was a great day because I was willing to hold. And I held for 2.5, 3 hours and then re-added to my position. It was a great day. I was still disappointed that we didn't hit our targets. I will say also Bullinox tends to mirror anything Apex does. So if you prefer Bullinox, they're doing an 89% off sale, and you can use the code DTJ for that as well. All right, let's get situated here. Let's take a look and see what we got going on. So is mine. My account is frozen as well. We might have to do a audible here and trade directly on TradingView. I don't prefer that because I have to we're going to do it. We're going to have to. We're going to have to spread our screens out a little bit more. This one's going to be MNQH 2026. They just changed some things, and I don't know where all their stuff is at. Can somebody tell me how to log in my broker on TradingView? Wow. Trading panel, bottom right. I don't have a panel anymore. Yeah, I mean, let's see. I got products. Hit the trade button. Yeah. Oh, did they move it? Ah, that's what they did. Okay. All right, so we will be executing on this screen today. And we got two screens that we're going to be looking at. Let me shrink my face down here. On the left-hand side, we have NQ. And then on the right side, we have MNQ, which is where our executions will be. So we'll be doing our primary analysis on here and our executions on here. We have a discount opening range gap here. Let me just make sure everything is working. Yeah, okay. Let's do one micro here and let's see what happens. Well, I clicked the sell button and it didn't work. We will make sure everything is not on. The 930 model did play out, folks. 930 model played out nicely. I just didn't get anything there. It's like it didn't go through. I wonder if since the broker is frozen, everything else is frozen. a couple technical difficulties. Let's mark our London high here. We did sweep. We've already swept London low. I'm going to remain bullish for the most part, folks. We could get a retracement here, but if we go to the daily time frame, there's a good chance we're going to run through these levels and go to all-time highs again. Like I said, disappointed that I wasn't able to get the level myself. But it turned out it was still a phenomenal trading day. Oh, we don't want to keep that. I want to keep that level. So maintaining a bullish narrative. We got our previous, the candle over here's high is sitting right there. So that is a buy side liquidity sitting there. That's a daily candle. That's the fair value gap candle's high. And then we got another daily candle right here that we'll mark just in case we really are with FOMC. FOMC here is this afternoon. All right, so I'm looking either this 4 hour or this 4 hour to hold, one of the two. I'm assuming it's going to be the first one. Look at the manipulation. It went to the 4 hour mark, or the 4 standard deviations of the manipulation leg from the move yesterday. Nice analysis there. Bullish narrative because of where it's trending. Yes. I'm okay with a retracement first. But I'm going to maintain this bullish narrative. So if we want to spend if we want to go down today and then at FOMC we pop higher, then my trade's going to be in the afternoon. I need to figure out why I can't take these trades here. We're going to see if we can do this again. Oh, that's why I didn't have anything selected here. Let's try this here. Before I just click the button, let's get some type of analysis here. Let's test it and see if we got everything set up here. Alright, so we have our high. We made a failure swing to London high. We ran our lows. We have the 4 hour. Let's just do a short here. Let's see if it goes. Is it entering? No, it's not. AMS is actually, that's not surprising. You'll work it out. Yeah, so it's frozen on my end. I don't have anything that I can do, but I do like the idea of it moving here a little bit lower, grabbing some liquidity down here of what we grabbed in the Asia session. Here's our opening price for today. Our previous day high is not, was it there? Yeah, it is there. Can't do much right now, folks. We don't have our first presented fair value gap yet. We will mark our 930 level out. Let's mark that. And then let's mark our midnight open. Since we can't do anything yet, let's just go ahead and mark our levels. Ooh, I like midnight open, guys. Midnight open is looking nice. Midnight open hasn't been tagged at all. It just pushed higher. So I do like the idea of a retracement down to that level. And did we hit it? We did. There it is. There's midnight open tag. This is why we put the levels on there, because it's more often than not they're going to be tagged if my scenario is presented. Marking our opening range gap, which is set at 930. See the reaction of 930? You guys see that? There it is. We know we're in the daily fair value gap. I'm going to move it out of the way because I like just a clean background. No, it's not going to chop yet. I don't think it's going to chop yet. I think if anything, we could continue our descent, or we could rotate up and hit London high. And then from there, I think we might chop. But it's probably going to be more ranging than anything else. Is anybody else having any good luck with Trade of 8 right now? No, it looks like it's still not working. Yeah, opening range gap. See, you have opening range gap. Yeah, you could use that as a target and use your liquidity sitting right above it as your target. But we need to make sure we're just not first just ranging. Sometimes right off the open we'll range. And I'm on the 5-minute right now. We swept this high right here. Do you see that nice little sweep? So when you get small little sweeps like that right off the open, there's a good chance we're going to run for something the other way. As far as we know right now, it was midnight open. We'll have to wait and see to see if it wants to continue. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. I remember when I was first starting, and I was so mad when things would go wrong because it seemed like everything was against me on trying to make money. Now where I sit right now, I'm like, doesn't matter. I mean, you can do a demo trade and still get the skill, build the skill set. Yeah, you might not make money. That's okay. There's always another day. Man, the longer you do this, the way your perspective changes, just it's crazy. The difference it is. So, I mean, let's just demo trade, guys. Let's demo trade. Tyler, you were just saying how great Tradevate is and that they haven't been down in your memory. Yes. Maybe once or twice. I mean, every broker has their things that something happens and they figure it out. But I've been super happy with Tradevate. And Tradevate is owned by Ninja Trader. I'm actually going to test out Ninja Trader. They reached out to me and said if I wanted to be I'm like, well, I already use your products every day. I'm like, I might be able to get behind that. All right, do we have our first presented fair value gap? I think this at 940 is going to be our first presented fair value gap right here. We'll mark that out. That's on the wrong chart. I want it on this chart. And look what it overlaps. Take note of this. Look what it overlaps. It overlaps 930, right? Almost to the middle. I really like that when that stuff happens. That's the wrong labeling. Yes, everything is the same because it's owned by the same company. Well, it looks like we're going to demo trade here. Look at the wick on the 15-minute candle on the 4-hour fair value gap, dipping down into that 4-hour fair value gap right there. If we maintain this, we could see another rotation to this buy-side liquidity, which is a daily high. So that's another daily high that we could target. We've already obviously ran our previous day high. So another option is we could come down and reach and tag previous day high. That happens a high percentage of the time, where if we open above the previous day's high, we will run back down into that previous day high and then continue higher. I don't remember the percentages. I did a whole video on previous day highs. If somebody remembers, how many times does it open? What's the percentage that it opens above and then runs down and hits it? I can't remember. I need to look it up. I'll trade after FOMC, especially if I'm having issues right now. But I probably won't be doing it live. TD2YH, I don't know the answer to that. I wish I did. Are you consistently getting payouts? Yes. It is extremely difficult. It is extremely difficult to be consistent. The biggest issue in trading is 3 things. You master these 3 things, I promise you'll see a difference in your trading. Master number 1 is patience. Okay? Most people aren't patient. Number 2, most people aren't disciplined. Disciplined to follow their rules and their plan. And number 3, they have poor risk management. They oversize. They over leverage. Okay, those are the things. The other thing, I'm going to add a 4th one on here, and that is they don't give it enough time. Give it time. Give it lots of time. Give it time. This is not a 6-month journey. This is not a 1 year, 2 year. This is something that you are looking to achieve over the rest of your life. This is something that, for me, I when I got into it, I was like, oh, it's only going to take me 6 months. But there was a point I transitioned from, God, however long it takes, I'm willing to do it, because I have another 40 years of life, 40, 50 years of life. If it takes me 2 years, was it worth it? If it took me 5 years, is it worth it? If it took me 10 years, would it still be worth it? For me, the answer is yes. Hands down, the answer is yes. And being consistent in that discipline of growing as a trader. Are you and have I had dry months? So, Georgette, you asked me, do I consistently? The answer is yes, but I've also had dry months. Multiple dry months. It happens. It happens. And I can't allow myself to be disappointed and angry about something. I'm going to take this short on demo. We're going short on demo. We're going short on demo. You can't allow the here's the word that I have for you. Joseph was given this massive dream that his brothers were going to bow down to him. He had stars in the sky and all the stars were bowing down to him, right? The very next thing that happens is he's sold into slavery. And some theologians believe it's over 10 years he was in slavery. 10 years. But there is a verse in there that gives me hope. It's Genesis. Let me look it up. It talks about how he was sold into slavery, but it says, but the Lord had his favor on him, and everything that Joseph did prospered. So you might be in a period of time where you're in the valley, you're in the slavery time. But you need to look at, where is the Lord's hand on your life? Where are you seeing the fruit of his hand blessing you? I've been on Joseph for the last week. I've been just thinking about just his journey and how much it relates to so many people. When Joseph he was thrown into prison by Potiphar. He interpreted somebody's dream. He was forgotten for another 2 years. And then when the Pharaoh had his dream and called him up, Pharaoh said to him these words. I just read it this morning again. If it inverses this, I would get out of this position. Okay? If it inverses this first presented fair value gap, I'd get out of that position. I have zero weight in this trade. I mean, it means nothing, but we're following the rules. We have an inversion, a sweep of liquidity. We made equal highs here. We'll see if it wants to run or go lower. So Pharaoh has a dream, and he calls him up, and he says, this is after years of being in prison. And this is his heart posture. I want you to listen to this response. Imagine going through 10 years of slavery, your brothers abandoning you, your master throwing you in prison for something you never did, people forgetting about you in prison. And then you're called up to Pharaoh, and then Pharaoh says, I hear you can interpret dreams. And his response is, it's not me that interprets dreams. It's God who interprets dreams. Tell me your dream and he'll interpret it for you. I'd close your position here, folks. He literally just set himself aside with a humble heart and realized what the Lord was doing. You can be in a valley for many years, but your job as a believer is to see where is the fruit. Believe, number one, that the Lord will bless the work of your hands. Number two is identify where that blessing is, okay? The blessing might not be money in your bank account right away. It might not be that right away, folks. It will be that, but you need to find out where the blessing is in the valley. Where is the Lord's hand on your life? Maybe it's you're seeing in your personal development how much more you're becoming disciplined. You used to not have a scheduled routine in the morning. Now you do. Maybe you find yourself working out more consistently. Maybe you're sitting on the trades, only taking 1 or 2 setups a day, even though they're losses. See where the Lord is. His hand is on in the growth in your own life. And thank him for that progress. Thank him for the journey. Do I get frustrated that I don't make as much as I want to? I do. Yes, I get frustrated. But I'm reminded, I did a TikTok yesterday of how we imagine what provision is supposed to look like. Provision. We think of hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of dollars. But provision for me on this past Sunday was being able to go grocery shopping and put groceries in my cart. I was extremely grateful. And if we have a heart of gratitude in this process, the journey is easier. And the Lord cares about your character and who you're becoming in him. This includes me. I'm not just talking. I'm talking to myself right now because I need to be reminded of this every day. Every day. Because I have big goals. I want to accomplish so much. Yet sometimes it's not as fast as I want it to be. So, I just pray that you'd be blessed. It's possible. It's hard, but it's worth it. I'm nowhere near where I want to be. I'm nowhere near. I've invited you guys to be a part of my own journey, and we learn along the way. I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I'm growing. And I'm willing to take however long it takes to get there. I did for my TikTok, I just type in Day Trading Jesus or my name, Tyler, and it should pop up. I did another video where I was sharing right now, one of my biggest struggles as a trader. You want to know what my biggest struggle is right now, folks? You want me to pull back the curtain? You want me to pull back that massive curtain of facade on what people think your life is like and how well you're doing? My biggest struggle right now in trading is I don't like accepting losses. I hate losing. I still hate it. And if I have a day that goes from green to red or from red to redder, it's usually because I haven't accepted the loss. And I know this. So I continue to make sure I have my risk parameters set. I have things to protect me, to prevent me from actually continuing to trade. I have an automatic stop loss on my personal account, and when it's hit, it's like, man, it hit. Dang it. I want to keep trading. And then I think, oh, dang it. That's me wanting to still trade, not accepting my loss. I need to just accept that I lost and be grateful that it wasn't $1,000 and be thankful that it was only 120. Oh man. Trading requires so much of you to change. All right. I don't like looking at MNQ. I really don't. All right. So here's what we got. Green candles. So the whole idea of midnight open finding support is more likely. I would at this point be looking at London high to see if it wants to run that. The thing we got to be careful about, as you can see, we went back and forth multiple times. Basically in preparation for FOMC today. So it's not as smooth as we would want it to be, and it's ranging. I would look for it to reach one of these levels down here and then run higher. We got 3 minutes before 10 o'clock. Let's look at the 4-hour time frame. We're going to close lower here, but we dipped into here. So the question is, do we get another push lower and then move higher? From an hourly, we didn't sweep any liquidity here. Obviously, we're in that fair value gap. We're closing the, okay, look at, this is kind of our clue. Look at the hourly. Look at the 4-hour and look at the hourly. The 4-hour looks bearish. It's black candle, but don't be deceived. This 4-hour fair value gap is finding support. And we see that support more obvious in the hourly candle with this long, large wick. I like this for another push higher, at least up to London high. I think that's the direction I'm going to look. Somebody opened their email. Let's see. Current. Oh, I'm on Tradevate right now. There's a notification here. Let me pop it up on the screen. Notification. Screen share. Oh, you can't see it. It says currently we're looking into a market data interruption with simulation environments. We're actively working into it and we'll update you soon. Meaning this is not affecting people's personal accounts, which is important. This is affecting simulated accounts. All right, here's 10 o'clock. This is where I'd want it to hold right here. It dipped into this last fair value gap that I wanted. But we're ranging, so I really don't have any direction. I don't have any, unless you're just taking a long off of the lowest fair value gap, expecting this low to stay. You could do that. You could literally do something like this. So it'd look like this. You'd go long. Am I not in a paper account? Is my paper trade not? There it goes. Okay. So you would do something like this. Your stop would be at this low. And then you would target London highs, which are sitting right there. So the way this is, what I'm showing you here, I'm not saying you should take this trade, but it's the first presented fair value gap. We have made higher lows. We have a target up here. This is relatively low risk for the reward that you would get. It's roughly 30 points. So with proper sizing, you also have these equal highs right here. The problem with a trade like this, folks, is we don't know the direction really. We really don't know it yet. That's the risk of taking something like this, because maybe it just dips down here and then goes. We don't have any other model outside of, we don't have a model that's presenting itself. This is why we don't take these very often. If there was a breaker right here coming in and we could see the breaker over here, I'd be more interested in it. But I don't like the fact that it's just gone up and down, up and down. The only thing that you would be trading this based off of is it ranging. And so that was the idea. It was the first presented fair value gap. At this point, this actually looks decent now. This candle right here at 10:02 gave us a big wick and a green candle. It looks somewhat decent. So moving that stop loss up to that candle's low, removing some of your risk. You're risking 20 points. That's not bad. 20 points for 290. That's not bad. And we're in the macro time. So we got a couple things working for us. If it doesn't play out, if this was a personal account, we would accept the loss and make sure our risk management is not too large. So right now we're only taking 2 micros on this trade. So our total loss would be $80. Our total loss on a trade like this is $80 for a chance to win $150. No, it would be like $200. Oh, don't do that, Evan. That's a no-no. You start seeing numbers like that, you go crazy. What software? AMS, who are you asking? Does a wickless candle mean anything to you? Yes, it does. A wickless candle will tend to get a wick. Do we have one? But it needs to be typically on the same candle. So all these have wicks, even this one right here. But a wickless candle tends to be, will come back to wick above it. So you could do a preliminary, you could close your position prematurely because we violated that fair value gap if you wanted. This is a demo account, so it doesn't mean anything. I'm just going to let it play out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, Eddie, we're having issues with Ninja Trader today. Ninja Trader owns Trade8. No, I do not. I trade micros in my live account. What is gold doing? I don't think gold's doing that much right now. I mean, it has been historically. I don't see anything crazy right here besides this massive drop. You guys seeing that? That was a $50 drop. Oh yeah, overall. Look at that. Look at that. Full port shorts. No, I wouldn't do it now. We just swept the liquidity down here. Jeez. Honestly, I'm not disappointed that it's not working right now, to be honest with you. You should have bought 50 ounces of gold. David, it's working for you? Looks like I'm going to get stopped out here on our demo trade. All right, let's see if it's working, huh? Nope, not working. For the places that I called, obviously there's other locations in the U.S. I was watching some videos and other people were able to get some of their silver sold. But the big refinery here in the States has stopped accepting silver payments. What is silver at? I might try again today. 113. Not like this. This is the first time I'm experiencing something this significant. People at random would say it's not working and I would be fine. What's up, Ricardo? No, you won't have a problem selling gold. No, you'll be able to sell it. They'll just sell it below spot price. So if spot price is, 5,100 or whatever it is, they'll sell it, $50 below spot or something like that. Yep, we're sitting here doing the same thing. It's honestly not if there was going to be a day that it did it, I'm glad it's today because we have FOMC at 2. Let them figure out the stuff by 2 o'clock and then and then trade then. But days like this, it's almost better not to trade beforehand. You'll probably end up, if you look back at all the FOMC days that you traded before, my guess is most of them are losses for us. Has it? Let's see. Not yet. We still got a long ways to go. I have $25 of drawdown left on one of my Take Profit Trader accounts. What would you advise me to save? What would I advise you to do to save the account? That's tough. I would take one micro and I would trade. I would do one setup. Put your stop loss at 10 handles and set your profit at 10 handles and start trading. Look for your setup and go do a 1-to-1 risk to reward, and whichever one hits first, great. Then repeat the process over and over again. It looks like it's working now. Tradevate just started working. Let me see if it works here. Let's see, buy one micro contract. I am loaded. There's that. Let's see what happens. Nope, they're not accepting any trades right now. But it says I'm in a trade. But it says I'm not in a trade. That's interesting. Yeah, we're just going to make sure everything's flat. All right, so we swept 4 hour right there. Honestly, I think we should be looking for this to hit. I think we should be looking for this 4 hour fair value gap to be hit. An inversion to the downside based off of this fair value gap looks good. See how it referenced that middle? If we get an inversion right there, I would be interested in taking that to the low and to the 4 hour fair value gap. We may not get it right now. Chill out, Clay. You got it. It'll be fine. Remember, I just remember this, guys. If you're frustrated because it's not working, you shouldn't be trading. If that frustration comes out in your trading. It does. It does. It affects your trading even if you don't realize it. It affects your decision making, your perspective on the market. You feel more on edge. You want to take a trade. And as soon as you get as soon as it's fixed, you're like, okay, I can trade now. And then you're like, where's the first opportunity I can trade? And you're just impatient. So patience goes beyond just waiting for your perfect setup. It goes into being patient, letting whatever's wrong being fixed. It just, trading affects so many areas of your life. And if you aren't patient in other areas of your life, it rolls over into your trading as well. This is the worst market you've ever seen. That tells me you haven't been trading very long. Thank you, thank you. Branded Bills is the company. No affiliation, but love their stuff. We barely got any snow here, Clay. We still got some on the ground, but I mean, I see grass, so I think we were just on the edge of what all that happened. Georgette, piano lessons are going good overall. I missed yesterday. I made myself sit down at 11:30 last night, and I said, because I missed playing yesterday, and I made myself sit down, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to do something very quickly because I just need to. So the plan is, once I'm done trading, is to spend an hour practicing because I haven't practiced. I didn't get to practice really yesterday. Probably not, Jamie. I mean, I sound fine. And I'm not afraid to play in front of people. Maybe in the right context, but the context we are always hanging out is trading the market, you know? Folks, I'm not seeing much today, and we're having issues. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, should we just call it a day? Should we? What do you guys think? I don't know how you feel about this, Tyler, but I'm very quick to cut losses under the premise that I can always re-enter if price does finally move in my direction. Yes, I don't have a problem with that. The thing you got to be careful about is cutting it too quickly, consistently. Those small losses will build up. Those small losses will build up. But if you're patient and you're like, all right, no, I'm really not seeing it. I'm going to get out and I'm going to wait. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. That's the point of the stop loss. Because you're going to take losses. You just don't want the loss to be big enough to where now you can't take another trade because you hit your max daily loss. What's up, Motor Racing? Yes, I do. Actually, I haven't even thought about that. Let me get all that situated, and we'll do our daily affirmation. I got a daily affirmation. Of course. We gotta still hit that like button though. Hit that like button. Let's hit 75 likes and we'll do our daily affirmation. We almost there. Alan, that last comment you gave is where I disagree with you. If it's going in your direction, you be patient and wait. You only get out when your confluences are violated. The market can go slow. The market can take its time, and then it can just explode higher and higher, right? Let's say you go long right here, right? Let's say you went long right here. Well, it's consolidating for about here. It consolidated for a while, but what did it do? It ended up going higher. It doesn't matter what time frame it is. It's just how the market works. All right, here we go, guys. Of course I like football. But I watched the Husker basketball game yesterday. Man, they almost had it. Almost had it, and they've never been this good before. And they're crushing it right now, man. They ended up getting their first loss last night. Lost by a shot. You know what? I don't like the Patriots. I've never liked them. I just like Tom Brady as a person and as a quarterback. They've won already too much. The Seahawks, I just never liked them, but I think I want the Seahawks to win. All my teams are out. All my teams are out. Here we go. And then we are going to rock and roll. And just a reminder, Apex having its 90% off sale right now. So you can get an Apex account for $19. James is hard to get to because there's only like 5 chapters in the book of James. So it's literally like 1 page in my Bible. All right, we're reading James chapter 4, verse 10, and then we're going to do our affirmation. I'm going to read this to you guys, and then we'll get into our affirmation. It says, "Humble yourselves before the Lord, and He will lift you up." Humble yourselves before the Lord, and He will lift you up. Brothers and sisters, do not slander anyone. Anyone who speaks against a brother or sister, judge them when they speak. I just wanted to add that part because this is all about our channel is all about encouraging each other. But the Bible says in James 4:10, humble yourselves before the Lord, and He will lift you up in His time, and He will exalt you. Here's our affirmation for today. Today, I walk in humility and give God all the glory. I do not exalt myself or seek recognition. Every good result, every breakthrough, and every blessing points back to Him. I stay low, faithful, and grateful. The Lord will exalt you in His timing. Our job is to trust Him and to be faithful in what He's placed in our hands. So what has He placed in your hands? In what way are you going to give Him glory even in the valley that you're in? Our Father is a good Father. I am grateful to Him every day. He has always provided for me. He's always provided, I believe, for you. We just have to trust His timing and His process and what He's teaching and growing in us. Be faithful with what He's placed in your hands, folks. And I promise you, it's in the faithfulness of the small things that He recognizes and He sees, and He says, He's been faithful with little. Now I can give him much. That's how our Father works. So be faithful, folks. Be faithful with following your rules. Be faithful with being disciplined. Be faithful with being patient. Don't take trades when you don't need to. Take only 1 or 2 trades instead of 10 to 15. Be faithful. They don't have to be passed in one day, Jamie. No. That's a misread. They are allowed to be passed in one day. Yeah, if you get an Apex account, you can have it for as long as you want it. Folks, we're not getting much here. I think we're going to call it a day. There's no reason. I don't want to encourage any trading. There's really no market analysis. The best market analysis right now, the best analysis is this looks like crap. I'm going to get up and do something else. That's the best analysis I can give you right now. It's better not to do anything. I'm grateful that I haven't taken a trade, and the only trades I took were demo, because the market is doing what the market is supposed to do before FOMC. Look like crap. So, Apex does not give you only 30 days. You can have it for as long as you want, but you'll have to pay a subscription fee at 30 days. So, if you want to get rid of the subscription option, you can go with Tradevate. Or, excuse me, you can go with Funded Next Futures. You can use the link in my description. They're a one-time fee, no subscription. It costs about $140 to get a 50K account. What is your recommended risk management for a 50K prop account? $250 max daily loss, RB. Yeah, I mean, honestly, most of these evals accounts should be passed in 30 days. I don't know if people are understanding here. Okay, so you have 3 to 5 contracts. I would probably go with 3 with the volatility we've been seeing. You can have 1 trade and it could hit your $250. But that's it. That's the max that I would do. $250 max daily loss. What does that give you? That gives you about 10 trades if you were to hit $250 for each time. You shouldn't be trying to max out that $250 per trade, but that gives you 10 times of hitting your max daily loss before you would blow your account. That's fairly good numbers. Dak Pano, the only thing I'd say about your comment, you said practice patience, sit on hands and just wait till things present itself to take a trade. The only thing I'll say is when you have days like today where we know where the market's going to start cleaning up, it's going to be after FOMC because there's news. When you got news like that, it's better just to get off and not tempt yourself and then come back at that time and then sit on your hands and be patient and wait for a setup. But everything before then, it's almost pointless to try to trade, especially since we're seeing how the market's moving right now. We don't use this channel to promote other stuff here at Yank U, so we are going to be done with that. %. Maybe, and it could. The thing here, okay, if we're looking intently, because I haven't been looking, we dipped into the 4-hour fair value gap. If there was a place to go long, I would say here it is. And we have an inversion right there. Yeah, this looks good. I'd go long to the first presented fair value gap. Or at a minimum to this swing high right here. But I really do like how we dipped into the 4-hour fair value gap right there and immediately gave an inversion. That looks good. Woo! I'm not taking anything because I can't. I already tried to click the button and it won't go. So I won't be doing nothing. And if it goes back down, I'm going to be grateful that I wasn't in the trade. RBI, let's see. You can watch any of the breaker or fair value gap videos. That will help you get an idea of what I look at. But if you're looking for market structure, I really don't. I have a couple videos on market structure, but most of that's inside the academy. Yeah, if it fails right back down, folks, this tells me you shouldn't be. We shouldn't be trading. And I mean, I can't take the trade anyway, so. But everything that happened right here looked good. The only thing that doesn't look good in this is that it's FOMC day and we've gotten crappy price action. Here's I'm gonna say this trades by Ralph. Here's what I'll say. That is a common, it sounds good. It sounds good to say it that way, but I don't think that's 100% how we should look at it. If we pray for patience, we believe God gives us the grace to be patient. So we first have to have, God will use opportunities to stretch our patience, absolutely. But when we pray for patience, or we ask the Lord, or we say, Father, I thank you that I have the fruits of the Spirit, which includes patience, we are making a confession of faith that we possess the ability to be patient. And then inevitably in the world around us, we're going to have those opportunities to do that. But I don't go, oh God, give me patience. I don't pray that way anymore. I know there's going to be opportunities. They may be sent from the Lord. They may not be. They may be a test. They may be an opportunity just to exercise that muscle. But the posture we have as believers is, okay, I have authority under Christ. He has given me the grace to walk these things out. So therefore, by His grace, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And then opportunities are going to show up no matter what. The picture I get when I hear statements like that, God gives you opportunities to be patient. The picture I get is a father that's not invested in empowering their son. Instead, they sit back in their chair and they just throw things at them and say, okay, this is what you wanted. There you go. Let's see how you do. That's not the heart of the Father. The heart of the Father is, hey, son, you got this. I've empowered you. You have everything that you need for life and godliness according to 2 Corinthians chapter 9. Let's do this. That's the posture of the Father. Well, we know price didn't want to go higher. I'm glad I'm not trading today, folks. Well, I'm glad I'm not trading that. Yep. We're going to call it a day here, folks. There's no reason to keep trading. We don't have anything to work with. It's not looking good. We'll be back here tomorrow at 9:15, ready to rock and roll. Hope to see you here. Hit me up on X. Find me on TikTok. Hang out with me if you have any questions. I think I'm going to be talking about some patience today in my TikTok videos. So if you don't follow me on there, I'm trying to build that account to just everyday life. It's everyday Christian day trader life. That's what this channel is about. There's tips on there, all kinds of different things that I put on there. My handle is Day Trading in Jesus. The official Day Trading in Jesus channel. Yeah, TikTok, that's right. Talk Tick. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. The guy, Jordy, what's up, my friend? We're going to step out now. Nothing much is happening. So we will see you guys all tomorrow. God bless. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you guys soon.